Hi, and welcome to this Astrology Weekly for quantumhealers.com. My name is Patricia Grootjans. I'm a BQH practitioner, quantum healer, and astrologer. And today we're going to look at week number 8, starting from February 17 until February 23. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can dive in and see what is happening this week. There we go. So let's move to the first screen. Now, here we are. At the beginning of the week, we can see that the moon is in Libra over here, and it's on 17 degrees at the start of this week. Now, Libra is a sign of looking for harmony, having doubts about making decisions. So, but it's basically about mediating between people. But the moon will be there very shortly because the next day it will move on to Scorpio. So let's take a look. And yeah, there we go. So on the 18th and the 19th, the moon will be in Scorpio. And this is actually a wonderful time because as soon as the moon is in Scorpio, we have 8 objects in water signs. So let's take a look. Here we have Mars still in the sign of Cancer, which is a water sign. So the moon will be in Scorpio over here, which is also a water sign. And then on the 90th, I should say, the sun will move into Pisces. So sun ingress Pisces. And then we have Sun Pisces, Mercury, the Parfortuna. We have Saturn, the North Node, and Neptune, all in Pisces, all in water signs. And now when the sun is turning into Pisces, this is an important day. Every time when a planet ingresses into a new zodiac sign, it has a very powerful energy. And I always look at it as if it is a portal day, meaning that it offers us the opportunity to manifest something. And the sun, of course, is the creator of life. And it is the energy that brings life. And of course, we are light, and we are, well, they say that we are water beings, actually, but I think it is the water in our bodies that are carrying the light essence of what you may call God or universe. So anyway, the sun is really a strong symbol for manifesting and creating things. So as soon as it moves into the sign of Pisces, we have the opportunity to manifest things in a Pisces kind of way. So what does that mean? It means that we are able to manifest things with the energy from the heart, because Pisces carries the energy of universal love. And so it has a high frequency of love energy, unity. And so this is really a great time to manifest things from our emotions. Now, the strongest emotion that we can use to manifest is joy. And here I would like to mention a quote from my book, Ocean of Love, Quantum Healing for All, that I wrote about 6 years ago. And well, Candace Goldman was so kind to write the foreword for this book. But anyway, I would like to mention a quote from this book that has got to do with manifesting. Very short, okay? Okay. Now, Source has given me the message to celebrate what we wish to create. Beyond duality, the one consciousness that creates life is joy. And I've seen this over and over again. Every time that we focus on the result that we would like to see, the result that we would like to manifest, and we can bring a lot of energy of joy into that, it seems to manifest very quickly. And to be able to do that when you are in a situation where you don't feel that joy, I guess you could use the Pisces energy because Pisces is an empath and is very good at imagining the emotions of other people or imagining emotions at all. So if you would like to create something from the emotion of joy and you don't feel joyful, just go within, tune into your heart, and just breathe for a little while till you feel that you are calm and comfortable. And then think of something that creates a lot of joy for you. Think of a happy memory. And as soon as you have that feeling, then visualize the thing that you would like to create. So create with joy. I think that's a very important message from this week when the sun is moving into Pisces. And let's see, what else do we have? Now, what we also see is that there is this big lineup of planets in Pisces. And this is all about releasing old emotions. And I'm going to go back for a little while because Pisces is the energy of tears, tears of joy, tears of sadness, tears of, well, anything. But when there is a strong energy in Pisces, it's time to release old emotions. And of course, there are many ways to do that. For some people, it could be sound healing or listening to music, watching a movie that brings up tears. Okay, but there's something else that I would like to mention for this week. And what we see is that the North Node that has entered Pisces, it had been stationary since February 15. And this means that the energy, well, it's not really stuck, but it is some things are standing still, and which creates a time to reflect on things. Now, on February 20, the lunar node will be moving retrograde again. And the North Node is usually in a retrograde movement. So this is how it should be with the North Nodes. Unlike the planets, of course, who are moving in a direct way. But however, why is this significant? I think it's significant because during those few days when it had been stationary, it gave us some time to reflect upon things. And now that it is moving in its usual cycle, we enter the North Node Pisces theme again. And now the North Node will be in Pisces for about 18 months. So I will mention the North Node now and then and mention a different theme that is related to that because I feel that it is quite significant and it brings up so many different themes that it's useful to mention the different aspects of the North Node in Pisces. And now I would like to mention that on 20th of February, we have a third quarter moon in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is a sign that is related to social media and to the media itself. So it's about that bigger stage where you can find information or share information. So social media is a big part of that, of course. And I would like to dive into a theme of the North Node in Pisces that is related to gurus. Because when the North Node was in Pisces about 16 to 18 years ago, there was a lot happening around cults. And there were many popping up and many people who found themselves in a cult without realizing it. And now that the North Node is moving into Pisces again, I think we can find similar themes coming up. And I believe that people who are sensitive into getting involved into a cult, it's usually because they are looking for the highest wisdom without externally, instead of internally with our higher self. And Pisces is also the frequency of our higher self. So what we need to do to avoid getting into the influence of social media or any other cult-like movement. And maybe it's a bit strong of me to put it like that, that social media is a cult. I don't mean that, of course, but I do want to mention that it's important to be aware of how the social media can influence our emotions and experiences. And I think more and more people are becoming aware of that, but I think it's really a process that is happening underneath the surface. So I think we should be mindful about that, because there will be happening more things that are related to this influence of social media. And probably AI will be involved in that, and how AI can influence people as well. I think we will discover more and more about that. But okay, North Node in Pisces, it's important to realize that your highest wisdom is within yourself. It is in your higher self. And it's important to be able to connect with your highest self, because that will always show us the way that is best for us as a unique individual. And I think one of the themes that is related to Pisces is also about looking for enlightenment and losing the ego. And I feel that people often confuse the ego for the identity. And a lot of people who are in the process of wanting to reach enlightenment, they tend to give up their identity because they feel that this way they are giving up their ego state. I personally believe that we shouldn't give up our identity. We should just be aware of our identity, and that it is a timely state of being. And it is like a vessel that we need in order to survive in this society, in this world. But it is a temporary vessel, but it is a vessel that we need. So giving up our identity is not the best way, in my opinion, to reach enlightenment. But so being aware of that is important to stay healthy and to stay connected with the collective consciousness. And because I feel that when there are so many planets in the sign of Pisces, I think the collective energy is also sensitive of being influenced by something that is external. And if you look at the collective, I think social media is the one thing that reaches the whole collective. So I guess the message that I would like to give you is go within, connect with your heart, because that is where your essence is, and that is how you can stay connected with your true identity, your higher self wisdom, and without having to lose parts of your own identity or your own unique experiences when it comes to the collective events that are happening in the world. I think that has been a lot that I've been mentioning right now. And let me see if there's anything that I forgot. I think this, oh yes, I think I do want to mention that actually, because there was this French lady in the news a while ago. And I think the story was that she was married with a millionaire, and she left her husband because she thought she had a relationship with Brad Pitt, an online relationship. And of course, it was an imposter. It wasn't Brad Pitt at all. But she only discovered that, or realized that this was a fraud, after she had already given this person like 800,000 euros or something. And of course, this woman was devastated. And there was a lot of criticism. How on earth could she be so stupid to believe in something like that on the internet? Well, I think that is a typical example of the influence of social media as the guru, and how we can easily be drawn into certain emotions, and how we can be absorbed by a story. And I think this imposter was merely giving her stories that she probably needed. She probably was needing certain kind of emotions or love. I guess she was just looking for love, and that's what we all do. aren't we? So it's something that we all need and that we are all looking for. And so I really, well, I feel so sorry for this person that she has discovered, had to find out this reality, and that she had been drawn into this situation, and then also finding so much criticism. Because when you look at, I think this is a cult-like situation, only it wasn't a cult, it was just one person, of course, but the pattern behind it is similar. It is being influenced by strong emotions. Someone can draw you into their own experience, and it's almost hypnotizing in a way. And this is how cults work. They are able to tune into a need for a certain emotion, a need for love, or a need for acceptance, or anything like that. And they are very well able to manipulate people into drawing them into their world, into their experience. And this can happen to any one of us. I mean, I've been exploring this, well, behavior of people who end up in cults, and they are usually intelligent and mentally healthy people who find themselves being drawn into a mentally health situation of another person who has a strong charisma. And these are also Pisces themes, because when there is empathy, there's also the risk of being manipulated, unfortunately. And okay, so this is an example of the North Node in Pisces. And of course, it's not always like that, but I found it important to mention this example for this week. And what I would like to mention again is that I want to bridge this to the quantum healing method, because in my opinion, quantum healing, and especially beyond quantum healing, is a perfect tool to connect with your higher self without any guruism, without having to follow one person intentions or ideas. BQH is calls itself a guru-free technique, and I really feel that it is a guru-free technique because it is so respectful of our own individuality, and it is very respectful towards our own unique expression of how you would like to work with quantum healing. So I can really encourage you to take the Beyond Quantum Healing class that Candice Kroll-Goldman has created, and it's really recommendable and very pure. And it also works with water, and water is a big Pisces theme, isn't it? So, okay, I would like to thank you, and hope to see you next week, for we have another interesting thing happening next week in Astrology Weekly. Okay, thank you and bye-bye.